I'll be honest, I was planning to get some sick, crispy product shots of this kayak before I used it. But then I got excited and I just went kayaking, and now it's been 2 months and there are some small signs of wear on this kayak from using it every day. So let's just skip those product shots, let's skip the video intro, let's just go straight to me showing you what this kayak can do. So let's talk about things I like about the new firecracker from Pyranha. Number one, it just gets me out on the water more. Right now we're in pre-season mode, which means that the temperatures are low and the water levels are low. And a lot of times the motivation is low to go out in those conditions. But because I've had the firecracker during this time period, I've been way more motivated, and it's been giving me just a different kind of energy to get out there on my local river, even in those subpar conditions. And that to me really is the truest sign of success about this design. Is it makes me enjoy my local river that much more, even when the conditions are not good, and it gets me out on the water more. And what more could you ever want from a kayak design than for those two things? I'm so impressed with how well this kayak stays on top of the water, and I felt that right from the first go in one of the prototypes. It does an amazing job of climbing over boils, staying on top of seam lines, and dealing with confused eddy lines. And a lot of that is because of the width and the volume up front, but also because of those softer edges, and it really feels like it wants to look after you out on the river. And I was personally surprised when I took it to a high water Turkey trip how confident I felt committing to some of these bigger lines in a smaller kayak than you would probably want for some of those sections. So I'm really impressed with how well it river runs, and that's something that's dead important to me because that's what I like to do. It's got a really narrow planing hull on it, which feels amazing when you're front surfing a wave. It really feels fast and nimble, and it almost feels like you intuitively or naturally want to start carving around a little bit on the wave because of that narrow planing hull. And I personally find it really cool how the kayak feels very wide and stable when I'm river running and hitting bigger lines, but when I get it out on the wave, all of a sudden I'm like The rocker profile allows you to river run really well and surf a wave pretty nicely, but it really helps you out when you want to start getting vertical in this kayak, and you can clearly see some of the design points and ethos coming over from a Ripper 2 into the firecracker, and I'm sure that anyone that's ever tried a Ripper 2 is happy to see that. And if you've been in a Ripper 2, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can get that 9-foot kayak vertical so easily, it just shouldn't be possible, and that's thanks to the hundreds of hours that the Pyranha design team spent working on the tail rocker of the Ripper 2 and the deck profile and everything, and it all came together to create, in my mind, this just insanely good kayak in the Ripper 2, and that's obviously carried across in the Firecracker, which is dead nice to see. Because the tail is shorter and a little bit wider than the Ripper 2, I find it much easier to stop the kayak and just hold it in a stall, whereas the Ripper 2 with that longer, more tapered tail, I really feel like it just wants to spin constantly all the time, which is really rewarding. But personally, something that I've wanted to work on is stalling on the tail going down wave trains, and I'm dead excited to feel like I can easily sit in a stall in this kayak. And you know, even if you don't want to do that, it's going to allow you to figure out how to get vertical and to learn how to balance a kayak when it's vertical a lot easier. So good for everyone. I'm going to try and keep this one short and sweet and wait for the spring and summer season to start so that I can begin ticking off some of my to-do list in this kayak. And I have a bunch of ideas of things that I want to hit in the Firecracker, and I'm dead excited to go out there and do them and to show you guys what I've been practicing before the seasons have started in this kayak design. For now, if you have any questions about it, just hit me up in the comments and I'll respond to you. And yeah, cheers for watching, team. I hope you get to try out this kayak on the water as soon as possible. If you have been out in one already, comment below, let me know what you think. And yeah, cheers for watching. I'll see you on the water.